Welcome back to the show. Security services customized to meet your needs. That's what you'll find with Top Security Services. They're experts in female security and dedicated to giving you peace of mind wherever you are. And joining us today to talk to us a little bit more about the services they offer is Kenyatta McKinnon, CEO of Top Security Services, which is also this segment's sponsor. So great to have you with us, Kenyatta. Thank you. How are you?
Thank you for having me. Glad to be here.
Awesome. So give us some background on yourself and why you decided to start your own security company.
Absolutely. Being a public servant and in law enforcement for over 20-something years, I just was able to see firsthand the vulnerability of women. I was able to see how they were powerless in certain situations and didn't have a voice. So I wanted to give them trusted protection that they could trust, and so that's how Top Security Services was birthed.
All right. So tell us a little bit more about your company and how it's different from other security companies.
We're different because we have female operatives and we have that female intuition, like that wow factor, So as a woman, you want to be protected. So just imagine, your sister or your daughter or, a wife or a girlfriend, and you're out and about and you're with friends and you're also blended in seamlessly with them as the friend, but you're their protected security. You're their invisible security. So it's protection that identifies a threat before it becomes apparent. And so we're arm's length away from the client, and that is what makes us different from other security companies. We blend in with the daily activities that's going on, with that particular client. So we're always there. We're just only seen if you need us.
Yeah. Talk to us about some of the services that you provide.
Absolutely. We provide plainclothes TSS operatives who pose as your nanny, who poses as your secretary, who poses as your administrative assistant. And what they are doing is they're blending in into your daily activity so that they're arm's length. As a woman, we want to be protected, but we don't necessarily want the bulky, obvious target bullseye, having guys guard you. So this is a specialty that Top Security Services does for our clients.
Okay, so talk to us about the experience that your staff has. What kind of background?
Absolutely. Prior law enforcement, prior military, they've been trained in executive protection, they've been trained in corporate security, they've been trained in cultural competency. So, they're just well versed and they're trained in everything, that they would need in order to protect a client.
Now, we mentioned that you guys are, specialize in female security. Do you have any men on staff?
Absolutely. We do have men on staff as a visual deterrent. However, they work in conjunction with the female so that the female posing as the nanny, as the admin assistant, as the secretary, in the event that that male officer is compromised, then that female will be able to take over and stop and neutralize a threat.
Okay, and you keep talking about your, this invisible protection that you guys offer, where your staff kind of blends in with the people that they are protecting, kind of like acting as a nanny or maybe a family member. Some people might say, oh, I want other folks to see, someone in uniform or see that they have security. So what's the benefit of this discreet approach, compared to, being in the public eye and showing everyone who you are?
Right. The benefit is that you are being, you're being protected, but nobody knows you're being protected. A lot of times, people that have on uniforms and you can identify them as protecting the asset, these are people typically that are important. They know that you're, a target, but with blended invisible security is just the opposite. So it's complete freedom and privacy to be able to live your daily life, but not be interrupted or, not being seen with somebody and they know that you're this important person or that you actually need security.
Okay, so what type of clients do you work with?
We work with female executive CEOs. We work with NFL wise, we work with businessmen who have husbands and daughters that want to be protected. We work with anybody that values their protection. We work with them.
Gotcha. So, before we go, crime seems to kind of increase during the holidays. Do you have any safety tips for us as we get closer to that, busy holiday season?
Absolutely. I can think of three things right now that you need to do. I think the first thing is you need to make sure, I know that people have caterers and vendors. Make sure that you vet your caterers and vendors. Make sure that, you do your check and balances to make sure that whoever's coming into that event or your home is safe. The second thing is limit access to private areas. You have private areas maybe upstairs or your bedrooms or your private corridors or intimate spaces or small spaces. Make sure that you limit access to that. And the third thing is control your entry and exit points, meaning that it's a lot better to have a controlled environment in this day and age, especially with, crime on the rise. So it's good to have one way in and one way out. And what that does is that controls the event, whether you're at home or you're doing it at an event center. And what that also does is it allows accountability for people coming in and out, when you're hosting these parties or holiday events or just an event in general.
All right, gotcha. Well, Kenyatta, those are some great tips. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
And again, this segment was sponsored by Top Security Services. And for more information, go to topsecurityservices.net. We'll also have all those details posted on ourquadcities.com.